Hello, welcome to Girl Talk. We are filming at a beautiful space. We are in Cambridge, per Elise's request, who lives and works out here in Cambridge. And we are at Cambridge Winery, and a much anticipated opening has finally happened.
Yeah.
And we got the opportunity several weeks ago, maybe even months ago, to talk to Frank, the owner, about Cambridge Winery and a little bit about the Madison Tasting Room and the upcoming opening here in Cambridge. And it's all happening right before our eyes, and it is just even better than I pictured. So I'm
And
so
right
pleased.
before spring as well, which
Yeah.
it's going to be time to get out of the house and go venture out to some new places. And what a great space to come and check out on a beautiful Sunday, maybe.
Absolutely.
Drive out into the country and enjoy some
And it's
wine.
not that far actually from Madison. I was expecting, I suited up early.
Wait,
I know.
I think she might be referring to the fact that I'm always late, so she must have thought it was
I
quite a
assumed
stretch.
you had an hour drive, given your,
like 25
your regular
minutes.
tardiness. But no.
25 minutes, how fast are you going?
Oh, well, maybe 30 from where.
There we go.
Don't call me out on
There's
camera.
a lot unraveling here on Girl Talk today, but interesting, a beautiful space and a romantic place to have a lovely event. So we're going to learn about that.
I have to say, I'm so amazed at the scope of this project for Cambridge Winery. It's not just a winery, it's a residential project where they're putting in homes and condos and apartments, as well as vineyards. It's not just a little tasting room. It's grand.
This
It's
is going to be the
amazing.
spot, I feel.
I think so too, and more importantly, we're talking about wine, which is one of my favorite beverages. And Cambridge
Look at this
Winery.
glass. Oh
Well,
my
there
gosh.
you go. if you're depending on how bad of a day you've had. No, I'm teasing. But this is one glass of wine behind us.
It's just a prop.
What I wanted to talk about is the studies that have shown the benefits of drinking particularly red wine. So there are so many benefits and now reasons to back my regular red wine usage.
Yes, of course.
But it can help. Now, an older study says, of course, helping with heart disease. So we've known
Correct.
that. We've known that one for a while. The anti-aging benefits, antioxidants, are so heavily prevalent, primarily in red wine, but also in white wine. And
I was going to say the benefits of white wine is that it goes perfectly with the summer day.
And there's the pairing, yes. There's the wine pairing. Pair it with a summer day for the utmost effect.
You two got it all worked out.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you two are in your wine colors, so somebody didn't give me the wine sweater memo.
You're the neutral.
Great minds think
I'm the
alike.
neutral, yes. But anyways, that's just one topic. We sure got off on that topic, but there's other topics we're going to talk about today. Madison Glass Academy will be joining us, and I think we want to share a little bit with viewers before we go to break about Melanie Fritz, who's going to be on right after we come back from break. Now, Melanie is somebody that Elise has seen before. We've had her on our show before, and she is somebody that helps those who have lost loved ones cope and move on.
And she does, I mean, just to throw this in here, she does a lot of events in the Madison area, but she's located here in Cambridge as well.
She is,
This is a great day for Cambridge.
Yeah, so essentially, now I haven't had a personal visit or experience with her, but what I've learned from her so far is that she provides group sessions, and she also does individual sessions to
Which is what you had.
Which is what yes.
to essentially help communicate, connect with somebody that you've lost.
Yeah, I mean, I would say there are many different reasons I think that people would go see her. Maybe to communicate, maybe to connect. For me, it was more, there was no other way to mourn. You know, I needed some kind of closure, and that's what it really did for me. And in one session gave me so much to think about, and I really felt it was the best therapy I had ever been through.
Now the challenge, of course, is usually her sessions are more like an hour, but just so you can see what it's like after the break, we're going to have Melanie come do a very short session. So we'll be right back with more Girl Talk here at Cambridge Winery after the break. Welcome back to Girl Talk. We are here in Cambridge filming at Cambridge Winery, and later in the show we're going to talk to Frank and learn more about this fabulous place. As we told you before the break, we are going to be joined now. We are joined by Melanie Fritz, who is Madison medium, and she has helped countless folks cope with the loss of a loved one. We've been wondering what a session looks like. She's going to give us a very small tidbit of what that's like, so we get to watch.
All right. Never done this on TV before. So this is the first.
Me either.
As they know, I've read you once before. So, and my intention today was actually to connect with your grandmother, as we have previously. But I can tell that we need to talk about something else. There is a young man that was involved in your life, and I know this because we've talked. But he says a lot has changed since the last time we met, and I find myself getting very emotional. You and I both know what he means when he said you gave me the gift of, you released me. He says oh my gosh, I get like, did you get the goosebumps yet? I have the goosebumps from like head to toe. The most important thing I can tell right now is to tell you that you aren't alone, which is interesting because I always feel like you're surrounded by people that love you, but for one reason or another, he says you need to know that, and you need to know that now. The time currently is important. I don't know what 24 is, like I said earlier. I've been seeing that number all morning. And I don't know, we'll figure that out later. There's also this, like, it looks like balloons, or actually I'm seeing lanterns and balloons both being like let go into the air. I also see, how old was this young man?
21.
Okay. How long has he been gone?
For 3 years.
24. He would be 24 right now. That's where the 24 came from. He said, I didn't know it could be like this. I didn't think that I deserved to be here. And now I know that I do, and it's all because of you. Like, he's also very apologetic. He's viewed things through your eyes. And he says, I had no idea what this would do to everyone. I don't know what this, like, to his mother is, like this I love you more, but he needs his mother to hear I love you more. And he says he still is very aware of the burden that you carry regarding his passing. He says that there is nothing you could have done, like forget the text, I see you, shut the door and turn away. Like he's like he came to the door and you gently close it and you turn away, which tells me that you had to almost do a tough love or disconnect in some capacity, but there was still that connection that you just can't explain the connection you had with him to anyone. It doesn't matter how tough it got, it was just intense. And soulmates come in many forms. He was one of yours, and he's so sorry. He said, there's nothing you could have done to change this outcome. Nothing. I'm just sorry I left you with this. And he wants you to release any guilt and any sorrow that you carry related to this. I don't know if there's something about his funeral as well. I know I have to wrap this up. I don't know what it was about that was difficult, but he's acknowledging something specific about the service regarding you. Thank you. And hopefully I will get to that the next time, but he needed to speak more than your grandmother did at this point in time. Your grandmother has almost like something with a cross in her hand, by the way. It's almost like she's sitting here holding it, just trying to support you, but he wants you to know that he loves you and he's sorry, and he wants you to move forward with only love in your heart.
Wow, okay. Thank you, Melanie. That was, I know, tough to do in a short time and an emotional time for you and for Elise, so thanks to you both for doing that. We're going to be back with more Girl Talk. We'll learn a little bit more about some of the things you talked about next time we see Melanie, and stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, and welcome to Girl Talk. Thanks for tuning in.
We're filming here at Rubens Furniture off East Wilson, downtown Madison.
Yes.
We are staged in their loft right now, which is the first time I've been up here.
Me
It's
too.
quite cozy. It's the top floor.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Just like all of their other floors, which you have to come check out. But first, we're here with Adrian Holtzman from Madison Glass Academy. Welcome, Adrian.
Thanks
Welcome
so
back.
much for having me. Thanks
Yeah,
for
glad
having
to
me
see
back.
you.
Let's just dive right in. Tell us a little bit about Madison Glass Academy. What is it?
So we're a local glass blowing studio, and we're located right downtown Madison, and we're giving people that are really artsy a chance to kind of express their artistic side.
Not artsy. So, Jessa.
Yeah.
No names.
No
No
pointing
names.
any fingers.
I took a few classes in high school, but
So talk a little bit about your mission and why you have this business.
So I've been around glass blowing for about 10 years now, and just always had a lot of people kind of interested when they find out that I do that, and they've always said they wanted to kind of learn and have a chance to do it for themselves. So this is a way to do that.
Yeah.
I have to say, I've sure heard of it, but the fact that we can actually learn to do it here is really cool. And I think you're the first person I've met that actually knows how to do it.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of rare.
Well, it's a process. I mean, we've talked about this before about the process of actually doing it. There's a lot involved, but you can actually teach beginners to do these and make their own creations. And I feel like somebody's pointing fingers today, but correct. I've never done anything like this and may not be the artsiest person, but we'll ask you how to kind of get started. But talk to us about how you actually got started. So what was your sort of path into where you are now?
Just being around people that know how to blow glass, that were in Madison from various parts of the country where it's really popular, and just getting the chance to be around them. You know, when you get a chance to be around someone who's a true artisan, you kind of pick up on some of their, techniques and stuff. And
Yeah, well, it's inspiring seeing somebody who has that creative eye and who has the ability to do those kinds of things.
Thank you.
And so I'm sure you were inspired by them, just like your students are now inspired by you. And
I love that.
Full circle.
Yeah, when it
Exactly.
gets passed down. I
yeah,
love that.
exactly.
yeah, a true passion for your business. That's incredible. So, not only Jessa, but can anyone do this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, individuals, couples really have a fun date night is
Oh, I
what we
bet.
find a lot of people, because it's really something you can kind of pick up fairly quickly.
And like hands-on, interactive, get them like in a situation where they haven't been before.
Exactly.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you get to play with fire. I mean, who doesn't want to do that?
Yeah,
Right.
you would think it's just a guy thing, but a lot of women really find it very, very fun and challenging.
There's something satisfying about working with a blowtorch, I feel like. I don't know, right? You get in
Definitely.
there and you feel like you can do anything.
For sure.
Even
So-
me.
So you brought a few things that
Yeah.
that people make, and you
Exactly.
said they make these on their first class.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to take kind of like maybe the easier route, you can make definitely something like a little drink stirring rod. You could also cut the top off of it and make it into a pendant. And then if you want a more challenging route, you can go for making an ornament, a
those.
blown ornament.
That's
Yeah.
And then you obviously get to choose the colors and make it all by yourself. There's an instructor standing right there to make sure you do it safely, but you're definitely able to do it by yourself.
I feel like this could be hanging in Rubens Furniture right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
I
would
think
be
we're
so
just going to
cool
leave it
in
here.
your
I've never
apartment.
been
Yeah.
here, but I definitely want to leave it here.
It goes with the contemporary decor
So
of
these
the
are-
loft.
How cool.
These are a few of your beginner items, and then you do classes where people can progress and
Exactly.
improve and maybe make something even more elaborate. correct?
Definitely,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, whatever it is that you want to make, we can get you to it.
And it might be a neat date night for people who are, thinking about Valentine's Day plans. If you're sick of going
Exactly.
to the same restaurant for dinner, do you guys do anything special for Valentine's Day?
For Valentine's Day, we're actually doing 50% off. So
Oh,
you can get
super.
buy one, get one, basically. So
perfect.
perfect for couples, and we're opening up a lot of extra class times for that weekend. So
Guys, lots of
definitely.
points for bringing your date to
Yeah, no
something
kidding.
creative.
It'll
and
be a
different.
first time,
So
Yeah.
real quick, Adrian, how do we get in touch with you? Should we make a reservation or?
Yeah, visit MadisonGlassAcademy.com. Otherwise, call our phone number, which is on the screen.
Okay. You see it. Stay
Give 'em a
tuned
call.
for more Girl Talk. We'll be right back, filming here at Rubens Furniture on downtown.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We have been enjoying our time here at Cambridge Winery. We are in Cambridge, And not too long ago, we had Frank Peregrine on our show, and we got to learn a little bit about some of his planning for this fabulous opening, and we had to learn more. So here we are, and we're actually sitting in Cambridge Winery. We're so pleased to be here, Frank. Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure.
So we have a lot to cover, but I want to learn first a little bit about this beautiful event center.
Well, the event space is a building we acquired from Matt Kenseth. That was his fan club museum for about 10 years. Nice facility. We remodeled it to turn it in from a NASCAR museum into a winery tasting room, and hopefully we've done a nice job with that. We just opened to the public about 2 weeks ago, and we had our first major event this past weekend. It was a Cambridge Arts Council gala, annual gala. We had about 200 people here on Saturday night, including Elise. So
I was there. I had a great time.
and it was a wonderful time for everybody. And most of the people that were here were locals from Cambridge, and they got to enjoy this new venue.
How wonderful. And I think I can speak for a lot of ladies out there. No offense, NASCAR, but we much prefer the winery.
So Frank, how is the development coming along?
Well, the development, we put in curbs and roads, water and sewer last fall. We have 2 homes built. We have about half of the lots available. We have a lot of activity in the last few weeks. Everybody's getting spring fever and are out looking at potential places to live. We're getting pretty good demand because the inventory of homes for sale is not high and the demand is fairly high. So a lot of people are looking at building a new home as an option. So we've got 25 lots of our 50 that are accessible by road right now. We also have a condominium development that is going to break ground in about 2 weeks. We're at the final stages of getting that taken care of, and we're hoping to break ground on the apartment building later this spring as well.
So it sounds like development is coming along quite nicely. Very exciting.
It is, and we're also continuing to develop the vineyard. As you know from our previous talks, that homes in this development will be, if they're not on the vineyard, they'll be very close to it. So there'll be vines in many of the backyards. Won't be in the backyard, it'll be on the winery property, but it'll be right up to the backyard property line. So we're going to plant another 5 acres of vines in about 2 months. We'll start that activity in April. And we planted 4 acres last year, so we'll have a lot of vines up there.
Sounds like a romantic fairy tale, the idea of living right next to a vineyard, but not something that can be a reality, but here it is, being a reality right behind us.
And Frank is not only the owner of Cambridge Winery, but you're also a master gardener, and you have been planting grapes.
That's correct. Most of what I learned about grape cultivation was through the UW system. They've got at the UW West Madison Ag Research Station, where I've been a volunteer for about 10 years, they've got grape trials going on. Also, the UW instructors have been hosting a number of seminars that I've attended. We actually hired a horticulture graduate from UW program who has joined us full time, and he'll be doing most of the heavy lifting in the vineyard. I'll be standing there watching him, I think.
And I think it's worth mentioning that you use organic methods in your winery.
As much as possible. We have in the back room here, we have an ozone sprayer that will spray ozonated water onto our vines. Ozone will kill any pathogens it comes in contact with, and there's so many mildews and funguses and things like that that you can get on your vines that we're hoping to be able to avoid chemical sprays. It's a little bit of an experimental technique so far. It's got some success, and if we can just simply cut our spraying in half, it would be accomplishing a lot for us.
Very good. And I want to touch a little bit too with the building of this new event center and the development going on and all of these things that are happening for Cambridge Winery. Talk to us a little bit about the wine tasting room on Whitney Way in Madison.
Well, we opened the wine tasting room there in November of 2014, so it's been a little over a year. We're intending to continue to operate that, so the same wine and the same pricing, the same everything is available at the Whitney Way location as is available out here. One of the differentiating factors is out here we have event space that can host up to 300 people. We don't have anywhere near that space in Madison. Madison is great for smaller groups and local groups, 30, 40 people. We've had groups of 60 in there before, and it was very comfortable. So.
Sounds like a girls' night we need to do, huh?
Sounds like
so. I think so. I had such a great time here last weekend. How can our viewers at home, how do they get in contact with you if they're interested in setting up a party here at this beautiful event?
Best way would be to go to our website. We have a form that they can fill out. It's a contact form. We actually have a full-time events person on board who can help coordinate what they would like. We have a full kitchen here, so we can do a banquet, or we can do a buffet. We can do those sort of things. We're not intending to operate as a restaurant per se, other than having some small bites that our tasting room patrons might want to enjoy. The kitchen is really there to support the banquet facility.
You need a little cheese with your wine.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's right, yes.
Cheese and meat plates are very popular.
This is such a romantic, beautiful space. I can just envision all kinds of events happening here. What a beautiful place for a wedding reception, or just so many possibilities. It's truly, you should stop in if you're anywhere near the Cambridge area. It is absolutely worth it. All the little details are beautiful, and of course, there are rows and rows and racks of wine along the side there that add to the touch.
And a big panel of curved windows.
Beautiful windows.
It's lovely. Sort of reminds me of the Monona Terrace in a way.
Yeah.
It is. We just don't have the big lake out in front of us.
Just
We
need
have-
a lake.
No, but it's beautiful. We've got a beautiful field to look at, and of course, we've got the vineyards behind us. So just a lovely space. Thank you for sharing this with us.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Well, we're all set. This is Frank with Cambridge Winery. We want to thank you so much for having us. Thanks to all of our guests, and thank you for watching. Join us next time for Girl Talk.